And one of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I'll show you, when I'll show up, I bring out the big boy, and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million. And so you hate him. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys every pair.
They give them to him?
Yeah. Because then you get a video like that.
Right. That's smart.
And then you get Floyd's Air Force Ones given away for charity. That's a tax write-off. There's all sorts of things that goes into
Yeah, you
that.
got a good point. But those $1 million watches, they're not giving you those.
They still, worth whatever they worth. Like if you got 8 of them.
Yeah.
You
Look
got
at this. Look at all those diamonds. That's ridiculous. That's millions of dollars worth of diamonds.
I think he got you right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone.
Yeah.
6 apartment buildings, stating that they are all his properties with no partners involved.
Even Floyd, like we got issues over here. He's still best fighter out there. Until somebody beat him, that's who he is.
You think he should step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone.
That's what you think. It's fight, get the money, spend the money, fight. It took been 2 years.
Joe Rogan has never been one to hold back, and in a recent episode of his podcast, he didn't mince words when the topic of Floyd Mayweather came up.
Did you see the Mayweather Gotti thing yesterday? So John Gotti, the mobster, his grandson,
the brawl.
he was holding. So Floyd is just piecing him up. Even at 46, he's the greatest of all time. And this kid is really an MMA fighter. He's a tough guy. He caught Floyd a couple times, some little shots, but mostly he's just getting boxed up by literally the greatest boxer of all time. But he was holding on quite a bit and wouldn't let go and was trying to hold and clinch and hit, which is something you can do in MMA. So he's protecting himself from Floyd, but he's not letting go. And so Kenny Bayless gets tired of him not listening and not letting go, and he pushes him off and he says, that's it, I'm stopping this fight. That's it. You won't listen to me, I am calling this fight. So he goes crazy and gets away from Kenny Bayless and just starts wailing punches at Floyd. Look at this, Floyd catches him with a counter right there. Bang! It became a melee.
Known for calling it like he sees it, Rogan took a jab at Mayweather's much-hyped $400 million real estate play in New York. According to Rogan, something about it just didn't add up. He questioned the legitimacy of the deal, pointing out how no concrete proof of Mayweather owning the 60 buildings he boasted about could be found. Digging deeper, journalists and analysts also found no property records in Floyd's name. It started to look like the boxing legend wasn't the big real estate boss he claimed to be, more like a small investor hiding behind a huge announcement.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah.
And on a point like this, because all of we're in New York City right now, we're in Manhattan. This is what we do. Come on. All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
Rogan's comments kicked off a wave of skepticism across social media, and fans began to connect the dots. If Mayweather really did have hundreds of millions invested, why was he still chasing money in exhibition matches? Why did it feel like he was constantly trying to prove he was rich instead of just living it? The question sparked a wildfire, and suddenly Mayweather's carefully curated image of endless wealth started to crumble.
We got options. I got about 100 cars. But right here, we like to call this the Sweet 16. Lambo, Ferrari, Lambo, Maybach, a Maybach, whatever you want to call it. Of course, the McLaren, the original McLaren. Bentley, Rolls, Rose. 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 The Maybach truck or Maybach truck, whatever you want to call it.
Adding fuel to the fire was former protege Gervonta Davis, who took his own shots at Mayweather, claiming the man who once mentored him was no longer the billionaire he portrayed. Davis didn't just throw shade, he aimed directly at Mayweather's financial reality, saying the flashy lifestyle was all for show. Once proud to call him his big brother, Davis has now flipped the script, saying the king of the money persona might be running out of cash.
Where you at? Yo, tell him to get on live right now. And you owe people in Saudi Arabia money too. Bro, out here scamming people.
Oh, you fancy.
Live right now.
Keyword the FANCY. Free hits 97.3 app or even hits 97.3.com, whichever is easiest for you for your channel.
The tension between the two had been building quietly for years. Davis had always voiced his frustration with Mayweather's need for control and his lack of support outside the ring. But recently, that simmering anger boiled over into public call-outs. Davis even went as far as suggesting Floyd was taking low-stakes exhibition matches, not out of love for the sport, but simply because he needed the money.
Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. How the say Terrence Crawford should fight? Benavidez. That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Use next in line, just so you're next in line.
Is there like
the last question, guys, got right there.
Is there like a love-hate for like
yeah,
the fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest. But he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad. And
you're good, man.
And he cause I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good. I was in a lose-lose situation. Now, what came out still on top
With Floyd? You said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
Just a little situation that he put me in to, make me lose, but he thought.
You talking about like a boxing match or?
Yeah, boxing match.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 21 at the time, and I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. And around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like $10,000 a fight. So 6 months is crazy to not fight, So when they came back and it was like, all right, you gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You sitting on the shelf.
And he's not alone in thinking that. Promoter Eddie Hearn backed up the sentiment, hinting that Mayweather's constant reappearances in the ring weren't legacy moves. They were survival tactics. To outside observers, Mayweather didn't look like a man in control. He looked like someone fighting to maintain a lifestyle that had become impossible to afford.
How about Mayweather?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that Mayweather was unquestionably one of the best ever. But I don't know. I mean, it's difficult to say he's not a true fighter because he fought everybody he could of his era. But he was a different kind of skill set, He was very much hit and don't get hit, which is the art of boxing. I think sometimes when these guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff, it just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
Why do you think he does those things, though? Do you think
for money?
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
You think he still needs the money?
I don't think he needs the money.
The signs were everywhere. After earning over $1 billion during his boxing career, Floyd's spending never slowed down. Private jets, designer fits, and million-dollar shopping sprees still filled his Instagram. But the paydays weren't what they used to be. The mega fights were over. Instead, he was taking fights with influencers and YouTubers, bouts that lacked both competition and big payouts. He fought Logan Paul, Deji, Aaron Chalmers, and others, often outside the US, far from the glitz of Las Vegas. Gervonta Gervonta Davis was quick to point out the inconsistency. Why would a man who supposedly had generational wealth keep stepping into the ring for low-tier fights? To Davis, the answer was clear. Real money doesn't keep showing up for crumbs. He painted a picture of desperation, not dominance.
So I had to fight him. In the midst of all that happened, I got evicted. I had to sell my jewelry. So now, and remind you, I'm letting them boxers that you talking about, I'm putting them on game, letting them know what's going on. Like, see, this was happening. Like, you feel me? I'm letting these guys know. So when it be like people saying they want to fight me, it's
like, how could you, nigga? I was the one that was giving you game when I was going through it.
Yeah.
When I was at the lowest part of my career, I was telling y'all niggas how so you wouldn't have to get here. And now it's like betrayal almost.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think Floyd did that intentionally?
Yeah, for sure.
And it didn't stop there. One of the more shocking moments came after Logan Paul accused Mayweather of not paying him fully for their 2021 fight. Paul publicly claimed he was still owed millions from the pay-per-view event, saying he had waited long enough. Mayweather downplayed the issue, saying payment delays were normal in the boxing world, but Paul wasn't backing off, even threatening legal action. The story stuck, and people started asking more questions about whether Floyd was really in control of his finances.
Is there anything like you want to
yeah, I mean,
did you just got not paid at all?
No, I got paid. I got paid. Just not in full. Like there's a couple million somehow that is just missing. Where did the money go? Floyd said he could afford a Jeff Bezos-sized jet from the money he made from that fight. I ain't got no fucking jet. What the f, dude? I'm missing a couple mil. We're gonna find it, bro. I'll see you in court. The art is happening. Just like, mark my words, we're coming for you, Floyd. We're coming for your millions and the last of your change.
Then came an incident that really stirred the pot. Videos from January 2025 showed employees of Mayweather's own gym in Los Angeles protesting outside. Trainers and staff were seen holding signs, claiming they hadn't been paid in months. These weren't rumors. These were real people on the ground calling him out. It looked bad. For someone who constantly flexes designer clothes and luxury trips, having unpaid staff is a tough image to spin.
Hey, how you guys doing? My name is William Basham. I was a member for Floyd, Mayweather Boxing and Fitness since late 2018. Always loved the gym, always loved the studio, big fan of Floyd. They offered me an opportunity to coach because I have boxing experience, and I was like, man, this is gonna be amazing. And since I've been here, it's just been a lot of false promises, a lot of stuff going on. I got promised a head position. I used to work a corporate job, quit my job to come here for a better opportunity for myself, and then I have to deal with unpaid wages on a consistent basis. There's been times where I've gone over a month without getting paid. I had to plan a wedding this year not knowing if my funds were gonna come in to be able to finance stuff. It's freaking ridiculous. Like, everybody here, we just sit here and we have to smile and we have to put up this front for all these people for what? For our sanity, for us to be good? Like, I mean, like, I just don't understand how a company that has a brand, that has money, can't just pay us on time. That's literally all we're asking for. I had to deal with.
We have lost everything. I've lost so much in this, not getting paid late. It has completely affected my life. It has affected my mental health.
While all this was going on, Mayweather attempted to change the narrative. He started uploading more content about his supposed business ventures, meetings with investors, jet rides, high-end hotels. It was the same old Mayweather trying to project wealth. He claimed to be earning 7 figures every month from investments and brand partnerships, but people weren't buying it anymore. The gap between the life he was posting and the stories coming out was too wide to ignore.
I believe in building generational wealth. Even like when my children, all 4 of my children are adults. And I told them, no more handouts, because I feel like I'm hurting my children just by, I give them money, they go shopping, they put gas in their car, they party, they come back, I need money, I give them money, I buy them houses, I buy them cars. Told them, listen, if you guys go to school or you work in one of my businesses, then you can branch off, get your own business, and I'll put the money up to help you start a business, but I need you guys to take what I've already started and triple and double that, and then I need my grandchildren to come behind you guys and do the same thing. Just another ordinary day, chilling in an EWB Rolls Royce. For those that don't know what an EWB is, that's an extended wheelbase Rolls Royce. I need the leg. I know I ain't that tall, about 5'8" and a half. Some days 5'9", but it is what it is. Chilling, sitting right here watching the Thriller in Manila, Ali versus Frazier documentary. Come check it out. Up top, every planet. In the bag, it's crazy. NBA YoungBoy, see all this? It's on its way to you. Let's go.
Even ESPN's Stephen A. Smith couldn't hold back. While he didn't outright say Floyd was broke, he called the situation concerning. He noted that people close to Mayweather were beginning to question his choices, both financially and personally. Smith hinted that there might be more trouble behind the scenes than anyone was letting on.
I mean, this is me you talking to here. It ain't just basketball, baby. I love me some boxing. Which is why I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
Well, my first take about it is that Floyd knows better than that. He knows that I say what I mean and I mean what I say. And if anybody's backtracking, some would say that he's backtracked. Even if I did backtrack, which I don't believe that I do, at least I got a legitimate reason to. I work for somebody. I have to answer to somebody. That's ESPN. You want to call that a shame, then call most of the American public being shameful because they're employed by somebody else. Floyd is worth close to $500 million, if not more. But he's backtracked from time to time, so I'd ask him to look in the mirror in that regard, and I'll leave it at that in terms of that particular point of view. But to take this matter further.
And then, right in the middle of Super Bowl weekend in early 2025, Mayweather did something that had fans shaking their heads. Reports said he spent over $1 million in just a few days, booking a luxury suite at Allegiant Stadium, surrounding himself with security, and going on a wild designer shopping spree. On the surface, it was just Floyd being Floyd, but to others, it felt like an over-the-top attempt to maintain the illusion. It looked more like overcompensation than celebration.
Out of all the celebrities at the Super Bowl, Floyd Mayweather definitely had the most expensive outfit. Why? Because he was wearing an $18 million watch, the legendary Jacob & Co. billionaire Ashoka.
This wasn't the first red flag either. Back in 2017, even at the height of his career, it was revealed that Mayweather owed millions in taxes from his legendary fight with Manny Pacquiao. The IRS was breathing down his neck, and Floyd had to delay payments until after his bout with Conor McGregor. That debt was eventually settled, but it was a glaring clue that his finances might not have been as solid as advertised.
And they said, I'm the motherfucker can't read. I do numbers. I make money. You know my middle name. You owe money.
Then there's the way he talks about money. Mayweather has always dismissed the idea of saving, saying it was for people who were scared. He openly admitted to keeping most of his wealth in cash instead of investing or storing it in banks. He threw that cash around like it would never run out, buying up exotic cars in bulk, placing massive bets at casinos, and flying across the globe on a whim.
Are you saying Mayweather has no money?
Oh, I got a bag back there.
Can you bring it up here? Where's the money? Let's see how much he's carrying. He's got a backpack with the money. Is it in a wallet? Oh, it really is. Oh, he's not even lying, yo. Are you serious? Okay, so I'll take 100.
This is 40.
Or a pile. No? That's 40, what? 41?
140,000.
That was, I didn't even touch it.
We got more in the bag, but that was just what I seen.
But over time, that kind of spending needs real income to back it up. And without those massive $100 million checks from championship fights, the math starts to get tight. His exhibitions, while profitable, don't come close. They don't have the same pull. And more importantly, they don't have the same payday.
Money made all day. You know, right here, a light million. Over there, counting up another million over there. Walk with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take you into my life. So Andrew Jackson, of course, is on the 20. Benjamin Franklin right here. You know, money made all day. We in the bank, doing what we do best, counting money.
Logan Paul continues to throw jabs online, taking sarcastic shots at Floyd's alleged business ethics. He's not letting the unpaid fight check go. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis has taken every opportunity to remind the world that Mayweather may no longer be the financial powerhouse he once was. Davis, who learned from Floyd, now seems determined to expose what he views as the truth behind the man who built an empire on image and invincibility. Mayweather's legacy in the ring is secure, an undefeated record, career earnings in the billions, and a lasting impact on boxing culture. But outside the ring, the story is shifting. The glow around his money-making persona is dimming fast, and the signs are everywhere. So what do you think about this? Do let us know in the comment section below if you enjoyed this video.